Good morning, Goddess Lauren Helmer. How are you this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
I am so good. Thank you for being part of this. I think you are doing something really outstanding and just standing in your truth and your goddess power and being an inspiration to so many women out there, especially women entrepreneurs and women in business who are just trying to hang in there at this time doing so many things. And you're one of these super women, so I can't wait for everyone to learn more about you.
Well, I'm honored to be here. Thank you so much. I'm an editor, a writer, and an artist. And what I mostly do is edit books, and that's sort of infusing. I actually majored in acting, so my passion and what I do is taking my background in storytelling and drama and infusing that into someone's book and helping them tell their story in the most powerful way. So that's where my real passion lies. But I will write anything. I have all sorts of clients across all sorts of industries. So that's me in a nutshell.
Yes, and I will brag on her a little bit more, and it still will not do her the justice she deserves. But I am privileged to call Lauren my friend first and foremost. But she is such a special person in my life. We've had the privilege of being coworkers for Style Blueprint. She was the regional editor, which was a huge job, and she did such an amazing job there, was an integral part of the team. And then on a whole nother note, I am so lucky that she was the editor of my last book, I Am Brave, Soul Strong, Living for Girls, and the upcoming one for Goddess Wake Up. So let me tell you, if you are out there and you have this dream to write a book, Lauren is your girl. She, just give yourself permission to write it, and Lauren will edit it and make it amazing. And she just has, like she said, she has this amazing ability to tune into your voice and just make it shine even brighter. So thank you, Lauren, for everything you've done with my books personally and as my friend.
That's the most important part.
But what I will do now, I guess, my intention behind this is just to highlight amazing women in my life, to put them in the spotlight, the whole, I guess, purpose of Goddess Wake Up is to help women claim their power, recognize their highest potential, and live their best life. And I know you are doing some amazing things, and every day I feel like it's something new, and you're doing something even more amazing. But she is an amazing editor and writer and artist. Oh my gosh, her work is incredible. Like, it looks like a picture. You wouldn't even believe someone actually hand drew it. And she is also working on her own line of children's books that will be coming out soon. But I want to jump in. I know as we answer these questions that you'll be able to expand more on so much of what you're doing. So I have 10 questions, and I can't wait to hear your answers. Are you ready?
Ready.
I guess first, you've told us a little bit about you personally and your business, but just kind of maybe dive in even deeper on this platform, Lauren Helmer Creative, all that's going on with you, all the places you've been featured, and really maybe the backstory about how did you get passionate about this? How did you get started with this? And more importantly, how did you kind of give yourself permission to fully put yourself out there in the spotlight with it?
Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm writing for a number of people, Birmingham Magazine, All Recipes, Style Blueprint sometimes, it's really all over the place. And then I have clients who are architects or developing apps that are really exciting, or, I work with some ad agencies, and they, give me all projects that are just really exciting and all over the place. So I really like that. I'm always challenged to do something new. It's a little scary because every time it's something different, I'm like, oh no, am I going to be able to do this? But, I've kind of grown into knowing that that's just part of my process. And then what was the other part of the question?
You're so creative. So I guess, when did you really find out your passion, and like, how did you find this creative space and kind of allow yourself to step fully into it? I know, full time. I know that was a scary step for you personally. So I'm wanting you to go there a little bit.
Okay. So, Well, okay. I used to sort of, one of your questions, I used to sort of base my worth in my accomplishments. And so I would just, and I was very anxious. And so I would just spin my wheels, and I was drawn to situations and people, and that sort of fed that fear of, am I worthy enough? I've got to prove myself. I've got to prove myself. And it just sort of led to constant anxiety. And I was, there was a good part of me that I was trying to do something. I have to do something that my daughter would look up to me and be proud of me. So I was trying to accomplish things, but it was misguided. And so anyway, like I said, it kind of just led to burnout. And I got to a point where I said, you know what, I did start going to therapy, and it was a slow process, but I came to realize that I am inherently worthy, and that this book came into my life around the same time, where I was feeling like, what am I going to do? And it was an opportunity to, your book came into my life, and it sort of opened my mind up. And then this other book came into my life, and it demanded more storytelling with dialogue and emotions. I had to ask her questions about, how did you feel in that moment? And I just felt myself coming into my full potential. Like I went to school for acting, and I got to use that part of myself. I got to use my storytelling, creative side. I got to use all my grammar nerdiness, and it just opened up a whole new way of thinking for me. And so all those things sort of came together. And even though it was really scary, I really loved Style Blueprint, and it was a very emotional decision to make. But I just felt like I trusted the universe and myself more, and I just took a leap. And the result was an incredible, just even deeper feeling of connection to the world, because I got so many clients, and so many exciting new clients, and repeat clients like you. And it's just been really, really fun, and really like breathtaking. So I'm an introvert. So at first, this was totally easy for me. And luckily, I mean, my heart hurts for the world right now, obviously. And I'm not going to lie, like, I don't have this staying home thing figured out. Like we have our good days and we have our bad days. Or good moments and bad moments. I mean, but one of the big things that I've found out about myself in this is, and that's sort of part of the journey that I just mentioned, is I've been working on letting go of the anxiety, and I've realized I'm actually really much more patient than I used to be. Like when my son is 7, and when he comes and interrupts me at the computer when I'm trying to, get some work done, I'm just like, okay, I can either try to fight against the current, or I can like let go and just be a part of this. This is the way it's going to be, So it's been really cool to feel that shift. And I just, I'm like, okay, if I just get one thing on my list done, that's okay. Nobody expects you to be Superwoman during a global pandemic, So
right. We can tear off of our shoulders, right?
Yeah.
I know you have some very rigid methods that you do, and just coping with anxiety, daily things that you do. Can you share some of those with us? I know what they are. This was not my question.
I'm not sure I know exactly what you're talking about, because I think I have a lot of ways.
I think there was an app shared.
Yes. Okay, I was going to say that. Yeah. So the Calm app. Well, first of all, like I said, I went to therapy, and that has been like, I just want everyone to like see the value in that, like, and for it to be destigmatized, because it's like going to the gym, but for your soul and your psyche. So that's huge. And the other thing is the Calm app. So I use this it has meditations, and it has like emergency calm. So you can do that and listen to it for like, I think it's only like 2 minutes or 5 minutes. So if you're somebody who's anxious, or you don't want to sit there, just give it 2 minutes,
2 minutes.
Yeah.
2 minutes.
Yeah. Go to the lock yourself in the bathroom and away from the kids, and do it for 2 minutes. But I also use it to fall asleep. It's really great. I have one that's my favorite. And it has a line where they say, let yourself feel as if the earth is inviting you to be held. And I love that line. But yeah, so that's one of my things. And then another great one that I found recently, and that'll be the end of my answer for this, is the Peloton app is free right now. And they have, I thought it was like only bikes, but they have strength workouts, yoga. It's all free right now during the global pandemic. And they have like little workouts for families. And so they
Oh my
make
gosh, this is amazing. I've been wanting a Peloton bike, and I think I saw like Facebook ad or something for that free app, but I didn't realize it was that entailed. I was like, how am I supposed to do the free workout if I don't have a bike?
It's
So thank you for
awesome.
this tip.
They have like dance things, and I mean, it's like everything you could ever want. And so that's good because it gets all the cabin fever, restlessness out, and it's just amazing.
Yes, well, I think everyone's going to be downloading that after this episode. But tell us maybe anything that you're currently working on, or how we as a community or just women in general can support you and what you're doing. I know you have a website, Lauren Helmer Creative, your social media, but just take the floor on that. How can we support you at this time?
Oh my gosh, if anybody has a story that they want to tell, or a book that they're writing, or if you're a company and you need help with your website content, or you want someone to manage your blog, anything that has to do with words, writing them, editing them, I can do that. And if you have a child or a dog or a grandmother and you want a portrait of them, I can do that as well.
Oh my gosh, her pet portraits. Everyone should get one immediately. And I feel like I know so many people that approach me that say, I've had this on my mind, and I would love to write this one day. I'd love to write a book about this. Do it. Take the leap of faith, write the book, and contact Lauren. You will, she's just an amazing talent and an amazing heart and an amazing soul. So everyone.
Well, let me add to that real quick. Like, even if you're like, this is just crap, it's, they call them shitty first drafts, and it's okay. Like, even if you're like, you have an idea about what you want to write and you don't know what to say it, like, I can help ghostwrite or get those feelings. I can talk with you and help understand what you want to say and help get those feelings and those words out in a way that captures your voice. So, I mean, really, like, take the leap, and I'm here to help. That's what I'm good at.
Oh my gosh. Good is not the word.
Stop.
It's her purpose. Okay. That's a big difference. It is her purpose and her calling. Well, great. And if you think of any, or tell them your social media, is it Lauren Helmer Creative on both Facebook and Instagram?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Everyone follow her. You can see her amazing pet portraits, and you'll be blown away. So everyone, that's a must do. So moving right along, and this is kind of where the questions get a little bit deeper, a little bit even more personal. But when I talk about the goddess mindset, something that's so big that I address is our own self-limiting beliefs. So I am always curious to kind of know what have you discovered has been your own self-limiting belief, and more importantly, how did you navigate through it and overcome it to get to where you are?
So I did mention that part of it, that I used to base my worth on my accomplishments, so it's really what's at the heart of that, what was at the root of all of those stories I made up about myself, or what I made up about the people around me, or what they thought of me, was, that I'm not enough, which is kind of at the root of a lot of those things. And so that was the big thing. And I basically, like I said, like, I got to a point where my perfectionism, like, sort of paralyzed me, and I got help. And the big thing, I just started telling myself, I did affirmations, and I started telling myself positive messages, and tried to change my sort of, radio frequency from this really place of worry and anxiety and negativity and all those types of thoughts, to the things that I am and what is good about me, and just general positivity. And it's like an exercise. It truly is. And that you are one of the people who inspired me to start that. So, I mean, it's been hard, but it's been really rewarding, and I still have to work on it, so it's anyway.
No, I'm so glad you just addressed all of that, because I think overcoming negative self-talk from my coaching experience here recently, it is the number one struggle for the women I've personally worked with. And what happens is our minds become programmed with this negative self-talk, and then we start making decisions, really important decisions based off lies that we've told ourselves. So when you can sit down and create a space where you are reprogramming your mind from the negative to positive, and then you make decisions, important decisions on your next steps in life from a place of possibility, in a place of that's actual truth, not these lies that we for some reason believe, your life begins to transform. And it's so important. We talked about affirmations on that Goddess Talk on the last episode, just saying I am, and I am, and putting who you truly are and saying that to yourself every day. I have them, I have them on my mirror. I have them in my car. I would have them in my notebooks, like wherever I can, just all day, every day, run into truths instead of lies that we hear between our ears. So I know you know that too. So thanks for touching and just sharing that, there's so many women out there who, one, they may not even realize or catch themselves knowing that that is negative self-talk, because that is how true they think that talk is, that inner critic is.
And
so bringing awareness.
I just one of the things that I go on a little rant, and my sister laughs about it, is like these ads. If I hear another ad that says, because you're worth it, because I'm worth this type of shampoo, like I'm worth using this this different brand of shampoo. Of course I'm worth using shampoo, it's sort of this belittling messages that we get from, ads, that we don't even think about it. Because you're worth using this little thing. You're worth it. Of course I'm worth it,
Of course, yeah. Well, and do you mind maybe sharing one of your favorite personal affirmations? I'll share some of mine too.
Honestly, I am enough is one, just because when I first, and it is weird to start saying affirmations. It feels kind of silly at first, but it works. And when I said I am enough, I really felt in my gut like this was a lie. I was very uncomfortable saying that. And it just felt like, and that's that voice, that voice that's like, no, you're not. It's like this little, and that's the thing that you have to really identify and feel when it's there, and really stand in your truth. Like, yes, I am enough. And it's good to know, to recognize that little monster, that little voice that we have. And was it your friend Dale who said, give him an annoying little name? It's like maybe it's like Carol Baskin, kind of put it like, you're just, ugh, I don't need you. And I was telling my daughter, you don't need that annoying voice, and I told her about Sasha Fierce, which is Beyonce's alter ego,
Yes.
And that's good. She loved that. She's like, oh, I love Beyonce. And so I was like, come up with your own name for your own Sasha Fierce. But yeah,
you
so
have to call it out. Step one is you have to be aware of it, that you do it, and that it's a lie, and that it's not your truth. And then secondly, you've got to call it out when you hear it, so you can, I say, flip the script. Like, oh, I hear that voice, and I know that now is not me. That is not my truth. But thank you for sharing that. I say I have very many, but I am worthy of. I'm worthy of a great life. I am highly respected, supported, and compensated for putting my gifts and unique talents into the world. That's when I say, because sometimes that's scary, really being vulnerable and putting your passion out there for the world to judge and critique. So those are some I could go on, but I better move on to the next question. But thank you for sharing that. That was really great stuff. Again, I guess going back to the goddess mindset, also talk about standing in your own personal truth. So do you mind sharing with us maybe what, maybe an aha moment you had when you're like, this is my truth, and I'm not going to be ashamed of it anymore or scared of it anymore, or I'm willing to put that into the world now?
So I guess like I sometimes avoid my most like dear creative endeavors or ideas. Like I will, postpone, find something else to do rather than sit down and work on an idea that I'm truly in my heart of hearts really excited about, and it means a lot to me. So it's that perfectionism that like paralyzes me. And so I was afraid for a long time to take the leap to sort of embrace the fact that I am a writer who can do many things, including some of those passion projects. And I basically decided to take the leap and that was just the big scary thing. Like my comfort zone was, like I said, worrying about pleasing people. And I was so drawn to that sort of frenetic pace. And I realized that I could have space in my life and that I could be this creative person that I am. And that it just required me, that leap of faith ended up being for me to go to that full-time freelance where I could have space to breathe and I could be creative, Lauren, and do some of those passion projects. Whereas before I think I was staying in that place of frenetic burnout, on the road to burnout, because then I didn't have room. There were all the excuses in the world that I couldn't do the things that were in my heart, deep in my heart. And so now I am in this place and I'm doing all these exciting things. I still find excuses. So I am not like some sort of perfect person. Like I still find excuses to put off creative things. But
No,
I'm working.
you said such a trigger word for me that comes up so many times, and that's people pleasing. And what we have been programmed, especially I feel women in the South, it's like we have been given our value on are our kids happy? Then we find value in that. Is our husband, our spouse happy? Then that's what makes us valuable. Are my parents happy? Are my friends happy? Are the people? Is my boss or my coworkers happy? And if they are, then I did a great job. That's where our value has come from, instead of, you know what, my value
Yeah.
comes when I'm happy too. And we are born, we all have these our own purpose and our own calling and our light to shine into the world. And when we dim it for the happiness of someone else, that's when we have these burnouts like you talk about. I mean, I can't even imagine. I mean, I'm sure everyone who's watching this right now is going, oh, I've been there, burned out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't giving my purpose the platform it needed. I wasn't letting my light shine, because then it goes into fear of judgment and rejection and all of those things too. But thank you for sharing that. So I think we have 2 questions left, and I think we're good on time. So I can't wait to hear this. And I know you've given us so many tips and tricks already. Everything from the Peloton app to the Calm app, just to getting outside of your comfort zone and taking leaps of faith. So thank you for all these tidbits today. But if you had one quarantine tip or trick that has just kind of been your survival, what would that look like as well?
I already said Peloton.
Sorry.
But the only other, honestly, I thought a lot about this. I think family time has really been a saving grace. I mean, like, see the Jenga game and all the games on the table,
Yes.
like,
Oh my gosh.
just like, yeah, just family time and games. And like, when my son interrupts me because he needs me to do something, or he just needs attention, and I can tell. And so I'll find like a science experiment online that's going to wow him. It's just simple stuff, but just really being present and they make me happy. They make me laugh. My son and my daughter, this has been a huge fun thing to see. Like normally she cannot stand him. Can you see me? You froze up a little. Okay. Or I just didn't know if I was frozen too. My son and my daughter, they usually she can't stand him, and they have started like every now and then they start like laughing and playing together. And she's 12 and he's 7, so it's really, really awesome. And they made a movie together that is just hilarious. So
oh my gosh. Yes, well, I love your children, and her daughter is a prodigy and a genius and the most talented ballet dancer I've ever seen in my life. So, little shout out to Lila. Um, but and you said something because about just spending time with family, and I know outside of this conversation you had said you've just been able to exercise and get out and go for a walk if you want to, and I feel the same way, and I don't think I've ever seen so many families out together, and like it's really prominent, like you see them everywhere, like it's just so beautiful, and it's one of those moments every time I see it I'm like, look at all the good that's happening. Yeah, the world is in chaos, but at the same time, like amazing change is happening. And I think just the way we live life is going to be forever changed, and what we value and how we what we give power to is shifting in our life as well. But
Yeah.
that's my 2 cents. So, okay, last question. Are you ready?
Yes.
What goddess inspires you the most and why? And this can be a female in your life, or this could be a mythological goddess. It can be anything that comes to mind.
Okay. That's hard because there are so many. You inspire me. I put Dolly Parton is one of my, I love her. But I am working with this really awesome woman named Tabitha A. Scott. And she's working on a book that is about, she used to be in the climate change industry. And just because of, the powers that be and government and politics, that really led to burnout for her. And she just didn't know what to do. She went through a divorce. Her boys moved away, so she was empty nesting. She had cancer, and she just was searching, and she decided to quit her job, move to the jungles of Costa Rica, and find herself. And she learned to listen to her inner voice. And while she was in climate change, she learned, she was in the energy sector and learned so much about energy, and realized that energy is essentially God. It's essentially, it's a force that we are all connected by. We're electrical beings. And she studied human biofield energy therapies, and she's just a fascinating, brilliant woman. And she really inspires me because of the connections that she's made, and she's just trying to share this message that she was in the jungles of Costa Rica and had these cathartic sort of epiphanies, and has this passion now to share how, through a new lens, many of the same concepts that you in your book talk about. So in her book, there's the should monster, and it's that voice of I should do this, I should do that, and how what you were just talking about, as a Southern woman, I should do this, I should do that, I should be a perfect mom, I should, all these things, the shoulds. And it's so she talks about shedding that and connecting to your personal truth. And it's like I said, it's all the same ideas that you have, and it's just in a new light, and it's just like your work, very inspiring.
And what's her name again? And you're editing her book? And what's the name? So we can all have a sneak peek view of the title.
Yeah, it's Tabitha A. Scott, and the book is called Animal Instincts.
Awesome. Well, I would love to have her on Goddess Talk if she's interested. We'll talk later. But well, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule of being a mom, being a wife, a writer, an editor, an artist, to come and share this with me. I love you, and I just thank you again. I know this can be a little uncomfortable as well, and for you to put yourself out there and let me share you with my world. So thank you.
Thank you, and I love you too, and I'm honored.
Well, I want to just close with this because it's what is a goddess, and I just want to read it out loud because you are the embodiment of all of these, and I just like sharing what a goddess is to me as well. But what is a goddess? A woman who is in the process of learning to know, accept, and love herself on all levels, mind, body, and spirit. A woman who, because she focuses on personal growth and self-awareness, experiences life increasingly filled with peace, love, joy, passion, and fun. A woman that understands that she has unlimited capacity to make her life anything she wants. And lastly, a woman who's inspired to give to those around her because of her sense of gratitude and abundance. So thank you for being an awesome goddess in my life. I love you. So that's it for Goddess Talk. I will send you the link shortly.
Awesome.
Okay, I know I'll talk to you soon. Mwah.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.